Hello, welcome to Tarot to a T. Today we're going to do a mid-September 2022 reading for the sign of Virgo. And if this is your first time, welcome. Glad you found my channel. And if you're coming back, welcome back. So what message does Virgo need to know for mid-September? Okay. I can see this is going to work out nice and snappy. Not too much resistance going on, so there must be something important that needs to come out here today. Okay, cards of advice, please. And of course I will draw more cards to clarify as I go along. Very rarely do I just get enough information off of 8 or 10 cards here, so it's a given, right? Okay, let's get started. Virgo, see what's going on. Okay, you got something to do with your home life is feeling very secure and stable. That's the word I keep trying to find. This is also the card of experiencing some kind of stress relief. So perhaps you had some stress around the home life, home situation. You're now experiencing some relief from that, so that's a good sign. 3 of Diamonds. Now this could very much do with a financial issue, some confusion around maybe what to do, how to negotiate with another person, because there is a third person or a third element here with the 3. I find it interesting it came out with this home life card being in a state of stress relief. If I could speak, stress relief, whereas this card, you'd think that finances would cause stress, so I'm definitely going to have to get some more clarification on that. Oh, you get the black and white Joker. The Jokers are my cards of things being unsettled, things being up in the air. This is also the Fool card in traditional tarot. This would actually go hand in hand with this 3 of Diamonds and having a bit of confusion or concern around money matters or abundance in some form. Being the Fool, it's like, in some cases the Fool can be you're ready and open for new information, but it could also, I think, mean that you're kind of stuck on something, like something is a bit over your head. You're not able to rationalize through it, think through it, think of a solution, for example. Because there's definitely this energy of you experiencing stress relief, which I find interesting, but then all this energy is not. It's very unsettled. I hope you understand the contrast I'm trying to make there. Whoa, and with the 10 of Diamonds, looks like some kind of cycle completed with finances or some kind of abundance. This is literally like the prosperity card. Like you're looking off into the horizon going, woohoo, I am set. Oh. It's possible that some kind of thing came to completion here that sets you up in this stable home life. Could be, I want to say it, like some kind of inheritance. The confusion could be that you are not quite sure how to handle it. Maybe it's more money than you're used to dealing with. Or you just want to be very careful and, invest it wisely. So that could be this kind of full energy of like, duh, now what do I do? I've never had money like this, but also the unsettled feeling of the whole thing, right? Let's see if we can get some more information before I go forward. What else can you tell me about Virgo's situation here? 8 of Diamonds. Yeah, you definitely had some kind of hard work payoff with this. This is also the entrepreneurship card. It's like something something you have mastered on your own, that you created on your own, and you're reaping the rewards from that, and it's usually financial. It's also about things moving ahead in that area. So financially, looks like you're sitting sweet. Okay, it just looks like you have some kind of inner turmoil that's leaving you a bit, you know, like I said, confused. I keep hearing confused, but there's another word I'm not thinking of. Just kind of dumbfounded, speechless. The Fool card, right? The Fool, duh. What do I do now? It's like, it's a nice place to be in, but it's also kind of nerve-wracking, right? When you don't know exactly what to do or how to handle it. Jack of Hearts, yes, this is young and experienced energy, like fresh out of the gate. I'm hearing fresh out of the gate. This is also the card that comes out when there's a certain level of vulnerability being experienced by someone. It could very well be you. This vulnerability of having perhaps property, money, assets that were passed on to you in some way, and you're just feeling like confused about how to manage it, but also a little bit skeptical about how to protect it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be taken advantage of. You don't want to like go to a financial advisor, a broker, and they're going to say, put your money into this, put your money into that. You know, you don't want to be taken advantage of. That kind of thing. You also don't want to listen to people like family members necessarily. They have their own agenda, and you're aware of that. What else can you tell me about Virgo's hell of a financial situation going on here? It's just kind of like it's like a bittersweet victory you have here, a bittersweet situation. Wow. So there's going to be changes in lifestyle if it hasn't already occurred. You're going to expect this. Now, if you got a windfall of some sort, yeah, it's gonna change your lifestyle for sure, right? Interestingly, this is also the card that talks about breakups. I don't know if maybe this money came as a result of a breakup. Very simple, very simple. Or it's going to break up harmony in a family situation, especially if it was like an inheritance and it was divided up in a certain way. I'm picking up that maybe that's with a breakup. Like, people are jealous of you. They just don't feel like it was fair, it was justified, but it's definitely a card of things changing in your lifestyle that were they came as a surprise. It wasn't something you were able to foresee or plan for. King of Clubs. You could be dealing with a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. This is a person who is rather dominating just because they're a king, but they have a very practical, supportive nature. They're looked upon as a mentor or somebody who can be leaned upon for advice. Like, I'll even go as far as to say like a pastor, a church, a counselor, that kind of thing. I don't know if this is somebody involved in this situation for you, or you're embodying that energy of being a king. I don't really think that's you because of the confusion with this Three of Diamonds. I feel like that's someone around you. Not necessarily who is on the other side of this financial windfall, but like somebody around you that's supporting you and trying to guide you. That's the word, because of the mentoring aspect of that card. Let's see what else we can get for Virgo. I'm not getting a real clear picture of what this is, but that's okay. If it fits your situation, take it as it fits. If it doesn't, don't make it fit. Never do that. Ten of Hearts. Yes, something completed in the area of a major like wish fulfillment. This is literally like going out and celebrating. You know what I'm picking up? Your financial hardship is over. Now it's not that I see a progression of cards here where you worked through like a difficult work situation or like a career thing. Except I did see the eight of diamonds, which talks about entrepreneurship. So it could be, I don't know, like somebody bought you out. Like you started a little side gig or a side hustle that grew into something big and somebody bought you out. That's very possible. It doesn't seem to ring very true just because you have recent stress that's now relieved. It's not like you've been working all along towards this. I think this, whatever happened, was very unexpected. It was what you call a bittersweet surprise kind of thing. And the Three of Diamonds with the confusion and the Fool, it's like that's somebody being taken off, who's off, how do you say that? Taken off guard. You know, blindsided. So, whoa, another completion card. Yep. You got 3 tens out here. Something like majorly wrapped up. This is the card of good news and travel, and the travel could be physical. Could be about relocating. Like that 5 of spades, and I talked about disruption in lifestyle. You could be, you know, getting a bump as far as where you're going to be living. It could also be a mental change. Like going from a mental mindset of poverty to one of abundance. Or an emotional change. Like emotionally, you didn't have much hope for your financial future, and boom, here comes this thing along that it's going to change everything for you. Suddenly life looks very, very different, right? Major completions, though. 7 of Hearts. Very interesting that this came out with completions and vulnerability, changes, but also cards that indicate a very strong financial abundance, or abundance in some form. This 7 of Hearts is kind of the disappointment card. I don't know, maybe there's a side of you who's afraid of being let down, that this is going to go away. Because it's the fly-by-night card. If you know what that term means, fly-by-night. It's really good in the beginning, but it's short-lived. It's possible you're afraid of someone around you being unreliable. It's also the card of that. You know, I kind of see it tied in with this Jack of Hearts, which is somebody who's completely new to what's going on and happening to them, and feeling a sense of vulnerability. And that vulnerability could definitely be that you're afraid of getting hurt here, let down. Like making all these plans for the future and suddenly you don't have this money anymore. It's gone. Let's look at your cards of advice. 9 of Clubs. Okay, very nice. Something completed that you feel very good about. This is achievement. I got to pull more out to understand that. I was going to go off on a limb, but no, I want to pull more out first. Jack of Spades. Okay, this is the card of feeling that somebody doesn't have your best interest at heart, or somebody around you that doesn't. They can be charming on the outside, on the inside they have other motives, okay? But I'm thinking, well, in general, when this comes out in the line of advice, I see this as a fear. You're fearing that people around you do not have your best interests at heart. That they're out to get you in some way or take advantage of you. What did I say back here about you being afraid of being taken advantage of? 8 of Hearts, 2 of Clubs. Very nice. So the 8 of Hearts is about being social, feeling connected to family and friends, and all in all, just kind of having a good time. I will mention there wasn't much here about relationship. It's also the potential for you to meet somebody who's going to be very significant in your life. And You may have already met them, or you may not have, and it may not be apparent on the outside that they're going to be special. Okay, I'll just say that up front. The Two of Clubs here is it's a card of partnerships, balance, and harmony, but specifically it's about communication. It came out with this Eight of Hearts, so I'm feeling like you need to be more communicative with people you feel close to and you're having these good times with, people you trust. For some reason, it's not clear to me why you would need to be more communicative. Maybe it's just about getting things off your chest, not letting things build up, expressing your fears. Anyway, just take that as some advice. You need to use the social structure and support as a way of communicating your feelings in some way. Wow, look at these 2 3s. So you've got other elements and possibly people involved in everything here. With the 3 of clubs, you're looking at basically struggle and fight. So expect that to continue if you felt like you're in some kind of struggle or fight with somebody. I'm picking up this is like jealousy from family. I don't think this is like a spouse. I could be wrong. But I feel like it's relationships that aren't in the romantic sector. With the 3 of Hearts, you're looking at player energy, indecisiveness. Now, I think, again, along the same lines, this is not romantic, but it's more like people in your circle, like what you consider your nuclear family, who are not being reliable in some way. Again, go back to the 7 of Hearts. You're feeling brokenhearted and let down and disappointed for some reason. And that is the card of like people being unreliable. And I'm strongly getting that here because I don't think this has anything to do with a romantic thing that's going on. I think it's about change in your lifestyle, change in your finances, wondering how to go forward, feeling inexperienced, and being suspicious of other people that they don't have your best interests at heart. It's a very closed energy I'm feeling. I'm feeling like you are feeling very vulnerable, like you don't want to put yourself out there too much, which is why I think you had this card about communication that you do. On the contrary, you're being advised to communicate, but I don't think you've been doing that a lot lately. I think you've been holding things inside. And I think you can expect that will continue. I think the tarot doesn't necessarily always give you, the bright end of the rainbow, but it tries to give you the most realistic outcome based on the factors involved. You know what I mean? So this isn't a bad omen. It's just that it's just letting you know, hey, there's going to continue to be some struggle or fight with some people who are not necessarily on your side. They have their own opinions, their own agendas, whatnot. I don't think it doesn't necessarily mean they're out to get you either. That's just kind of I think that's your fear, though. Of course, when we're at odds with people, we're very suspicious, right? Our imagination runs wild, as they say. This is about the desire for closeness, this 2 of Hearts, balance and harmony. You do want to reach this place again. I think it's a strong desire, considering everything that's happening, that you're feeling disconnected from people in a big way. But you do have this strong desire to feel close and connected to somebody or something or a group that you can trust. The communication is the key. I keep getting pulled back to that. The Queen of Diamonds, She is an earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, a Capricorn. I tend to see this as Taurus, so if you have a strong female authority figure in your life who's a Taurus, here she is. She's also got very good sense about practical matters in the realm of finance in particular. Could be somebody you could go to for support. Someone who does have your best interests at heart. Ooh, how about that? With all this suspicion you have that you're going to be let down, this Taurus or other earth sign is the one you can rely upon. That might give someone a clue out there. And horrible loss and disappointment is over. This is, again, you have all the tens. You've reached the major end of a major thing going on in your life. This is the card of loss. This is the card of grieving, of mourning. Honestly, it could be like the worst of the worst. It could be death. I'll put it out there. This could be death. When it comes out in the line of advice, though, I interpret this as this is done. This is done. You can put that behind you. It could also be that this Queen of Diamonds character was the one who is now gone. I just got that. Just because I was just talking about death that came out on top of the Queen of Diamonds. I'm very sorry if that's the case. And that's why you have this windfall. Could be for a very specific person. I'm a very intuitive reader, so if it pulls me in that direction, I have to open my mouth and say it. I don't mean to be confusing. But, okay. 8 of Spades, and look at that. This is the card of working yourself to death. Or problems around work. It's physical stress, it's mental stress, it's a need to get away from that. I think it's the need to get away from some kind of stress. I don't see that this is wrapped up in career. I just think what has been transpiring here has felt like a job. Because I didn't see anything about career. Not one little thing, except the entrepreneur card. Yeah, I think it's indicating that you need to walk away from that. It's also an indication, because it came out with that 10 of Spades, which I think has already transpired, that is behind you, having to work hard. Totally makes sense if you have this financial abundance at your feet, right? One more card, and then I'm going to wrap it up for Virgo. Yeah, this reading didn't really go any specific direction. It's kind of vague to me, but if it helps somebody out there, it's worth it. Okay. One more card of advice for Virgo before I hang it up. Jack of Diamonds. It's not a bad card. It's again, kind of the young, inexperienced energy, feeling new, but I mean, this isn't a bad mindset or a bad attitude to have. This is about finances again. You're just going to have to accept that you don't have experience in this area. That's what I'm hearing, because it kind of caps off everything I was talking about the finances earlier. You are not used to having these kinds of resources or being in charge of properties, assets. It's a lot of responsibility. And that's the feeling of the Jack of Diamonds. Jack of Diamonds is just kind of a reality check, honestly. It's not really saying one way or another. I think it's just kind of confirming where you are with your desire to have someone on your side here, not necessarily a new romantic partner, but somebody you feel you can really trust. And I think that's the biggest hole you have going on in your emotional life. Again, you are hanging out with family and friends, and you need to communicate your needs to them. And there's nothing wrong with that, even though you have this bit of suspicion around something, or maybe everybody in general, you're just feeling, again, very vulnerable about this whole thing. Wow, but you know what? You just ended the cycle of all cycles. So whatever this was, whew, it's over. We had confirmation of that. We have all the 10s out here. I'm not going to dig them all out right now. But you're still going to struggle through this a little bit. It just seems like it's such a major event that it's very logical that it's not going to end quickly. But communicate. I think that's the one nugget of wisdom I can pull out of here if you need some kind of idea or direction to go, okay? Communicate with those people you do trust, that you do feel close to. Okay, Virgo, thank you for joining me. If you want to see when the next video comes out, don't forget to hit subscribe, notifications. Just a heads up, I might be a little bit late with October readings. I'm going out of town the last week of September, and I was thinking about this earlier. I don't know how the heck I'm going to get them done. So, just a little heads up. It may not happen that way. It might be fine. Okay? Thank you for joining me, and take care until I see you again.